Welcome back, the rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent, but not just any penny. We're talking about the ones that sold for thousands of dollars at auction, so let's get started. First up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent coin is part of one of the most iconic series of U.S. coins, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. This series is known for its depiction of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and strength set against a background of wheat stalks, which are symbolic of the agricultural roots of the nation. The wheat penny is a favorite among collectors, and the 1937 version is no exception, especially the large date variety. The 1937 coin was minted during the Great Depression, a period of immense economic struggle for many Americans. The country was recovering from the 1929 stock market crash, and the demand for everyday goods, including currency, was relatively low. As a result, the U.S. Mint produced fewer coins than in other years, making certain dates and varieties even more valuable to collectors. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent marks a time when the U.S. economy was beginning to slowly recover. It was also the year when the large date variety of the coin was produced, which adds to its scarcity and appeal in the market. The design of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent remained consistent with previous years, with the obverse featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse, designed by Charles Barber, features two stalks of wheat surrounding a shield, with the words E pluribus unum and the denomination 1 cent. The large date variety of the 1937 coin is notable for the size of the numerals in the date, which were intentionally altered during the minting process, likely as part of a batch of coins with unevenly spaced digits. This resulted in the large date variety being a distinct error that collectors treasure today. The total mintage of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent was approximately 1,436,000,000 coins. While this might seem like a large number, the large date variety is rarer due to its distinct features and the relatively limited number of these coins surviving in good condition. Out of the millions of coins minted in 1937, not all of them were produced with the large date. Many were minted with a standard date, but those with the large date variety are much scarcer. As a result, this variety is highly sought after by collectors, and it commands a premium in today's auction market. The large date variety of the 1937 Wheat Cent is classified as a die variety error. Die errors happen when the dies used to stamp the coins become worn, damaged, or misaligned during the production process. These errors can create subtle but highly coveted differences in the coin's design, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. Despite being a circulated coin, those that are in good or even fine condition can fetch a significant price at auction, especially in certified grades by organizations like PCGS Professional Coin, Grading Service, or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. The 1937 large date without mint mark is considered one of the most valuable coins in the Wheat Cent series because of its unique die variety, historical context, and relatively low survival rate in high-grade condition. When we look at the market for the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Cent large date, the coin can be worth anywhere from $50,000 or more depending on the condition, with higher quality examples, like those in MS-65 or higher, reaching prices in the $50,000 plus range. Coins that are certified in mint state with no noticeable damage or wear can fetch upwards of $56,000 or even higher in rare cases. The 1937 large date coin is one of those rare examples where the market value can fluctuate depending on its condition, certification, and overall demand. The 1937 large date Wheat Cent is also notable for its place in auction history. At major coin auctions, this coin can attract substantial attention due to its status as a top-tier example of a die variety and its popularity among Lincoln Cent enthusiasts. Next up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent coin is the last year in the Wheat Pennies series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. The final year of this beloved coin is significant for several reasons, both historically and in the realm of coin collecting. The 1958 Lincoln wheat cent marks the end of an era, as this would be the last year the U.S. Mint produced coins with the iconic wheat reverse. Starting in 1959, the design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was a reflection of the evolving design trends in U.S. currency and the growing desire for coins that depicted symbols of national pride. At the time, the U.S. economy was undergoing a transformation from post-war recovery to an era of economic boom. The demand for currency was rising, and the production of coins was at its peak. However, the 1958 wheat cent is still considered valuable in certain conditions, especially when there are unique errors or damage, such as those found in the damaged date variety. The design of the 1958 Lincoln wheat cent is identical to other years in the series. The obverse features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse features two stalks of wheat, designed by Charles Barber. The 1958 date is located below Lincoln's portrait, with no mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. The damaged date variety occurs when the minting dyes used for producing these coins were struck in such a way that the date itself became distorted, creating a visible flaw on the date that stands out. The most common damage on these coins involves squashed digits or impressions, often as a result of improper handling or storage at the mint. The 1958 Lincoln wheat cent had a mintage of 1,139,200,000 coins, which was significantly higher than most other years. This massive production number means that there are a large number of coins in circulation, but those with errors or damage are much rarer and, consequently, more desirable. While most of the 1958 wheat pennies are relatively common and have low value in circulated condition, the damaged date version stands out. The damage could either occur during the minting process or as a result of external factors, such as a coin being subjected to rough handling after being struck. Unlike the large date variety of the 1937 coin, the damaged date on the 1958 coin isn't a result of a mistake during the minting process, but rather a form of wear and tear. However, collectors find these damaged versions intriguing, as they often exhibit unusual characteristics, including misaligned or imperfect impressions of the date. Coins in dirty, damaged condition may not be the most pristine examples of the wheat cent series, but they hold a certain charm for collectors who appreciate coins with stories to tell. These damaged coins can be valuable because they represent an anomaly in the production process, making them desirable for certain collectors looking for pieces with unique characteristics. The 1958 damaged date without mint mark coin, especially in dirty, damaged condition, can be worth anywhere from $10,000 depending on the severity of the damage and the rarity of the error. While it's not likely to fetch as much as a pristine example of the 1958 wheat cent, it still has a strong presence in the coin collecting community. In cases where the damage is particularly unique, or if the coin is in a certified grade, the value could increase. Coins with unusual or extreme errors can sometimes fetch higher auction prices, as collectors seek out oddities to complete their collections. Next up, the 1955 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. numismatics, known for its stunning design and its popularity among collectors. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln wheat cent remained in circulation until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial cent. During its decades-long production, the Lincoln wheat cent experienced several design changes and variations that have made it one of the most sought-after coins by collectors today. The 1955 large date version is particularly interesting because of its distinctive look. The large date style was only used in the 1955 issue, marking it as a transitional year in U.S. minting history. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Denver, making it even rarer. When the 1955 coin was minted, the country was experiencing a post-war economic boom, and the nation's economy was growing rapidly. However, even though the coin was widely produced, certain variations, such as the large date and the D mint mark, would later become highly valuable due to their scarcity and demand among collectors. The 1955 Lincoln wheat 1 cent features the classic wheat stalks on the reverse that distinguish this series from the modern Lincoln Memorial design. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, facing left with a solemn expression, became iconic and is one of the most recognized designs in American coinage history. In the large date variety, the numerals in 1955 are noticeably larger and more prominent compared to other years in the series. The D mint mark, located near the lower right of Lincoln's shoulder, signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. The mintage of the 1955 Lincoln wheat cent with a large date was significant, with more than 1 billion coins being struck that year. However, despite the high mintage, the 1955 large date coin is still relatively scarce in higher grades, especially in fine or better condition. Coins in circulated fine condition, which refers to coins that show wear but still retain significant details, can fetch a substantial price in today's market. Depending on the specific wear, the 1955 large date with D mint mark could be valued in the range of $84,000 in average circulated condition. However, higher quality coins, such as those in uncirculated or graded conditions, can command much higher prices, even reaching hundreds of dollars for pristine examples. The rarity of the 1955 large date with a D mint mark coin in certain conditions has led to its high market value. Auction results for mint state coins in original uncirculated quality have often exceeded $100,000 or more, particularly for coins with strong strikes and well-defined features. Collectors are often drawn to this particular coin due to its historical significance and the unique large date design. While the coin itself is not an error coin, the minting process during the 1955 production year left the coin with a somewhat rough appearance. This is due to the inconsistent strike quality that was common with large-scale production during the post-war era. Moreover, there is a well-known error variety associated with the 1955 coin, the 1955 double die variety. However, it's crucial to note that the D mint mark version is not typically associated with the double die variety, though it's a common misconception among some collectors. The double die 1955 is extremely valuable and can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction in uncirculated condition, but the standard 1955 large date with a D mint mark remains an important piece in any collector's collection. Given its wide circulation, this coin is an affordable yet highly collectible piece for many enthusiasts. Its widespread appeal, along with the relatively large mintage, makes it a key coin in any comprehensive wheat cent collection. Next up, the 1926 Lincoln wheat cent is another key coin in the history of U.S. coinage. Issued as part of the ongoing Lincoln wheat cent series, the 1926 coin features the same design as other Lincoln wheat cents, with the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the two wheat stalks on the reverse. The 1926 issue was produced at a time when the United States was recovering from the aftermath of World War I. The economy was transitioning into a period of prosperity, but this was also a time when coins were produced in large quantities to accommodate growing demand. The large date style of the 1926 Lincoln wheat cent is a popular variation. Coins minted in 1926 feature a large bold 2 and a distinctive size for the rest of the numerals. This coin has a certain level of historical significance because it marks a period when the United States was modernizing both its coinage and the infrastructure around it. Though the 1926 coin wasn't especially rare in its time, the large date variety stands out among collectors. Unlike the 1955 coin, the 1926 coin was minted with no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This further enhances its interest as an important type coin for collectors focusing on the Lincoln wheat cent series. The mint error, characterized by the scratch damage lines on the obverse, is one of the most intriguing aspects of this particular coin. These lines appear due to defects in the die or contamination on the coin's surface during the minting process. Although errors like this are not uncommon, they make this specific coin incredibly valuable to collectors seeking pieces with unique characteristics. With a mintage of over 300 million coins produced in 1926, this is not one of the most scarce coins in the series. However, the presence of a mint error dramatically changes its value on the market. The scratch damage lines on the obverse, particularly in mint error condition, make this coin a rare find. Most coins from the period are in circulated condition, but those with errors can be worth far more. In circulated fine condition, this coin can be valued at around $300,000. However, when you add the mint error, the value rises significantly. Coins with this error can sometimes fetch $310,000 or more, depending on the severity and placement of the error and the overall condition of the coin. The presence of the error adds a level of rarity and intrigue, making the 1926 Lincoln wheat cent with the large date and mint error a coin worth seeking out in auction markets. Auctions have seen error coins from this period, especially those in graded condition, fetch even higher prices. A well-preserved example with the scratches clearly visible could be worth anywhere from $400,000 depending on the market and the buyer's interest. The mint error on this coin has garnered significant attention from collectors, particularly those who specialize in error coins. Mint errors are highly prized because they represent anomalies in the minting process. Such errors are often one of a kind or extremely rare, which is why they tend to bring higher values at auction. Collectors looking for unique or misstruck coins often seek out examples like the 1926 large date with error scratches. The damage on this particular coin has caused a great deal of interest in the error coin community, as it reflects the imperfections of early 20th century minting technology. The value of a coin like this continues to increase as the popularity of error coins grows within the numismatic community. The rarity and historical value of the 1926 coin, combined with its unique minting flaw, make it a highly sought-after piece for anyone focused on building a collection with distinctive and rare specimens. Next up, we're talking about the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent, featuring the large date with the S mint mark. This particular coin is one of the most sought-after varieties from the 1950s, and it can be found in various conditions, but today we'll focus on one in less than perfect shape, dirty, worn, and in need of some TLC. To understand why the 1951 wheat cent with the large date and S mint mark holds such significance, we need to step back in time. The 1951 Lincoln wheat cent was part of the last year of issue for the classic wheat design before the iconic Lincoln Memorial design replaced it in 1959. Struck in copper, the 1951 coin continued to feature the reverse design of two stalks of wheat surrounding the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent, a design that would be used for over 50 years. However, as far as collectors are concerned, the S mint mark and large date variety is what sets this coin apart from other 1951 wheat cents. In the early 1950s, the United States was still recovering from the aftermath of World War II. The economy was stabilizing, and inflation was under control, which kept the production of everyday coins consistent. However, collectors began to notice subtle variations in the 1951 coins, particularly in the size of the numbers in the date. This large date variety soon became a favorite among numismatists. The 1951 Lincoln wheat cent, with the large date and S mint mark, is a popular coin due to its relatively low mintage and the fact that it is part of a key series in the Lincoln wheat cent collection. Although the 1951 S was minted in large quantities, collectors are drawn to the coin because of its historical significance and the unique characteristics of the large date. The mintage for the 1951 S coin was over 126 million, which on the surface might seem like a large number. However, when compared to other years, the 1951 S is often in demand due to its rarity in high-grade condition and the variations in the date. Even in dirty or less than perfect condition, this coin can fetch upwards of $15,000 in lower grades, but the value sharply rises in higher grades. Coins in very fine to mint state condition can see auction values from $30,000 or more, depending on how well preserved the coin is. In the case of a coin like the 1951 S in dirty condition, it might not garner top-tier auction prices, but it still holds value as part of a collection. While the 1951 Lincoln wheat, sent with S mint mark, is relatively straightforward in terms of design, The key factor that can affect its value in the market is the condition in which it is found. A dirty condition coin, though not in perfect shape, might still have appeal to collectors. Some collectors actually seek out such coins because of the wear and aging they undergo over the decades. Dirty coins tell a story of time and circulation. If the coin exhibits rare toning, or if it shows wear patterns that are unique, it can be more attractive to some collectors, who may value the coin for its character rather than just its mint state quality. Additionally, even though the coin may be dirty or worn, if it's a unique find, like one with distinctive toning or surface marks, collectors will still be interested in owning it. Some prefer collecting as-is coins, while others will want to clean them to restore their original luster. To summarize, the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent, with the large date and S mint mark, is a coin that continues to capture the interest of collectors, even in less than perfect conditions. While its market value may vary based on its grade, this coin is a prime example of how even worn dirty coins can hold significant appeal. Whether you're buying it for investment purposes or adding it to your collection, it's a reminder of the enduring legacy of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. Thanks for joining us. Happy collecting.